get the 2023 Clownfish comic books, including Crimson Wren Volume 1 and previously on Clownfish TV. We're offering a limited number of these books. In our second chance offer, go to shopclownfish.com. That's shopclownfish.com. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And there it is, guys. We've got the Wrap coming out and saying that Bob Iger should just freaking sell Disney and be done with it. He's become the villain of the week now.
I just think the picture's funny because look, it looks like a school picture. Like, it's Bob's first day. Look, there's his name tag. And
Bob Iger.
There's his little backpack. Well, it's his little iPad. Like, I'm going to school, Mom.
You know what would have been really funny is if they had a Bob tag already made up and it had Chapek under it and they crossed Chapek out and just
But
wrote
from that picture, like him, you can't really tell. And it could actually have been Chapek from that photo.
Which Bob is it? Does he have hair or does he not have hair? That's how we can tell our Bobs apart. We're going to talk about this because remember it went from Bob Iger is the savior of Disney. He's going to come back. He's going to get Disney into shape. Now, Bob Iger is the villain of the freaking week. They're using him as an example of what not to do. I saw articles like that, too. Like, he's a PR disaster. Remember when Chapek was a PR disaster and they had to get rid of him? Yeah, well now
he's got his contract extended because he's Bob Iger.
Yeah. Now the Wrap is even like he should just sell to Disney and be done with it.
Sorry, I'm distracted. He's flashing a nipple.
Ew.
Right there in the white on this side, you can see it. Anyway.
Ew. Let's talk about this. Let's not talk about his nipples. Let's talk about the article.
You can't miss it. It's like right there. Anyway.
Oh my God. I wasn't looking at Bob's nipples.
It wasn't deliberately either.
Sometimes you just can't help but look. Like, a little chilly there. Maybe he's really excited about the prospect
I just sold something and didn't tell anybody yet.
The prospect of selling off divisions and absolving himself of having to deal with these very difficult people during these unprecedented times.
Someone's going to buy ABC. Whew, hot damn.
Hot damn, that makes me hard. All right, we're going to talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. If you do, you'll get a woohoo. Woohoo. So we've been chronicling I believe the end of the line for Disney as we know it, or how we've known it for the last at least 10 years, 12 years. Now, this isn't a full... We're not going to do a review in this video. We're going to there's going to be a Haunted Mansion review coming up sometime this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to try to do it today, but I don't know if we'll get to it.
Well, we'll see. We did go see Haunted Mansion last night. So I'll just give you the nickel tour here. I am incredibly upset because the movie was good. And I'm not incredibly upset because the movie was good. I'm upset because Disney sent this one out to die.
Yeah. I mean, some people don't like it, but I honestly, we liked it better than Barbie. I think it had a lot of heart. They're like, oh my gosh, it's just an attraction movie. This one you don't have to be a fan of the Haunted Mansion to understand what's going on. You don't. If you are, there's a lot of fun Easter eggs. We'll talk about it in review later. Yeah. But it was really good. I had fun. I liked it.
If Disney could return to that and they could do movies like that, and we saw the trailer for Wish, and Wish looks like this is a very Disney movie. And that's what they were saying on Seeking Alpha. Is they're like Disney needs to stop overextending itself and just focus on being the best Disney.
What people expect.
And maybe that's what is going to wind up happening. Maybe Iger will divest himself of a lot of these divisions that are just taking time away from Disney being Disney and get back to being Disney. That being said, it sounds like he's getting more and more frustrated, might just sell the whole damn thing off. And I don't know what happens to it.
Well, he can't just unilaterally do that, but okay.
No, but a lot of people have been speculating that was the plan, that Bob Iger was brought back to sell to Disney.
The Apple rumor was before he even left. Like, they've been saying that for years.
Yeah, so let's talk about this article here. And they're like, no more Mr. Nice Guy. He's not nice anymore. They loved it. They're like, oh, thank God, if I only believed in one, that Bob Iger is coming back to get rid of that demon Chapek. And I was only believed in demons.
And we said since the beginning, but he was responsible for the stuff that Chapek was getting blamed for. I mean, not everything, but a lot.
He is the cure for his own disease, right? He's selling the snake oil here. It said Iger has been a revered media titan, beloved by employees in Wall Street, and that's coming to an end. They said it made it so surprising to the creative community when the usually friendly Iger, fresh off his private jet, Sun Valley, chose a setting known as summer camp for billionaires to basically read these people the riot act. That it's not realistic, their demands from the strike. Hollywood's been a great business for all these people. Why are you being so mean? This sounds a lot like Walt Disney back in the day. Haven't I treated you guys well? Haven't I treated our animators well? You guys are paid pretty well. Why are you going on strike? Why are you trying to destroy our company? Then Fran Drescher called his comments tone deaf, and everything went downhill. Why the sudden about face from Mr. Nice to become Dr. Evil?
Well, wait, before that, they said that they're talking about rich, someone who makes more than 500 times the median salary of Disney employees. Yes, I agree. He makes too much money, but you're using that Disney employees. Disney employees aren't going to get paid as well as you actors are either. So,
well, that's the thing, and that was in the video we did the other day.
Perspective.
Talking about how the general public views these actors, because they're like, oh my God, I'm only taking home $5,000 a week, and that's barely upper middle class in Beverly Hills.
Not Beverly Hills, but LA.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, people are looking at this like you are absolutely tone deaf. Like, you're making more money in a week than most families take home in a month, and you're expecting us to be sympathetic. Now, cost of living in California is considerably higher.
But there's a lot of people in California who live there and work there and make that a month.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they have to eat, everybody in their family's working like 2 jobs. And they're just like, oh my God, like I just can't. And you know that's not what we could take home, right? They take things like taxes out of that.
They take like taxes.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God, taxes. Yeah.
We're the only ones that pay them. Union dues, because nobody else pays that. Anyway, it was just fun, out of touch.
Oh, God. So this is interesting. They said the reason they think he might have done an about face is because he's got an industry upending deal, a sale of Disney on his mind, and his primary audience is Wall Street, not Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So he's talking, they were saying that he was talking about selling off individual assets.
Right.
This article seems to indicate that they think he's selling off the assets that Apple or another big company would not want. This makes sense because part of the reason that Universal is kicking Disney's ass is they're bankrolled by Comcast, a tech company, communications company, and they could weather the pandemic better than Disney. Disney saw firsthand like what happens when
if Disney didn't have a streaming service, they would have been completely screwed.
So analysts believe that Iger is considering a sale of Mouse House assets.
We know that he is.
Right. They think he's going to sell everything, though. They said it may explain why he returned last November in the first place, that he could be selling the entire thing. For a man who'd done it all at Disney, transforming the company into a franchise mega hit machine with Marvel, Lucasfilm, Pixar, and Fox, why come back unless you have one more career capping act in mind? Mm-hmm. They upped his contract for 2 more years. Basically, everything we've been saying.
It wouldn't make sense. Like, they're always mad at him, but they still upped his contract, And after he got the new contract, then he went and said stupid things that got him in trouble. But yeah.
Yep. The fact that they just re-upped his contract for 2 more years through 2026 is utterly consistent with this scenario and a selling state of mind.
You don't say.
That's just enough time to complete a deal. Corporate M&A takes several months, if not years, particularly for deal regulators.
True.
And that's the thing. We saw this happen with Fox. With Fox, we saw it happen with Warner. Mm-hmm. It could take 18 months for this thing to go through because they're going to be like, is this conflict of interest? To have, especially if it's another studio or another entertainment company being like, okay, can you have ABC and whatever other network you may own? But most people think it's going to be Apple. Apple's Tim Cook, another Sun Valley regular, is most assuredly watching this movie. He was the obvious buyer, and Apple-Disney pairing would be applauded by Wall Street. Both brands scream quality.
Well, not so much anymore.
And are among the most respected and beloved around the world, and Apple and Disney has been closely aligned in the media business since 2006.
Yeah, around the time that Iger came in.
Yeah, that's the year that Disney bought Pixar from Steve Jobs,
yeah.
And Apple began selling Disney movies on iTunes. And Iger was on Apple's board until 2019.
And I think the other reason he was gone was because it was a conflict of interest when they started doing Apple Plus and they were doing Disney Plus, and it was a conflict of interest.
The companies know each other well. They have shared DNA and a mutual respect.
This all sounds dirty. They know each other intimately and they have shared DNA.
They've swapped spit. They've been sticky with Mickey.
Yeah.
To be clear, now this is where it gets interesting, though. To be clear, Cook wouldn't want to buy all of Disney, like its theme parks, for example.
Oh, I'll see.
That could be a
is
problem. That's a huge revenue driver, but to Apple, it's like, whatever. Apple in great need of franchise content and a deeper content pool for Apple TV Plus to more effectively compete with Netflix and Max would likely seek to acquire just Disney's prized entertainment assets, leaving the theme parks and TV networks for others to pick over. So what could potentially happen is it could be a situation like overseas. If this happens, if they do not want to be in the theme park business, what could potentially happen is they could set up another company like they do overseas that they run the Disney parks and they use the Disney branding and Disney oversees it, but it actually is like what Oriental.
It's like a license deal.
Yeah, it's like a license deal. Oh my God, Six Flags. Six Flags will run the Disney theme parks.
No, that'd be bad. Unless Disney just keeps the theme parks and goes back to what they used to be. But
Goofy's Death Coaster. The Barnstormer's never been more lit. So Iger has walked that M&A tightrope before. They talked about the Fox thing. Faced with the added gut punch of AI, selling makes sense. They said the writer strike basically is, and AI is disrupting the whole thing because it's going to take 2 years for everything to go back to normal anyway.
Oh, yeah, easy. And now everything's getting pushed back. Now the films are probably going to get pushed back.
And if you've got that downtime, if you don't see a way forward, and look, Marvel is failing. Star Wars is failing. Now is a really good time to just nope out, cash your check and nope out and be like, we're going to merge Disney and Apple together. Oh my God, what if they got Lasseter back to run Pixar?
I'm sorry, I'm just busy working about the theme parks. Like, honestly, I don't care about the rest. I just care about the parks. So they already ruined everything else. I don't really care about it now.
Well, I mean, they put this article up on NPR too, and they were talking about how streaming is not the boon that they thought it was going to be. Apple's got more money than like anybody. Apple's sitting on fat stacks of cash. They could literally just scrounge around the couch cushions, buy all of Disney, have all that Disney content, all that Fox content, and make it exclusive to Apple devices, which would be a real kick to the balls for a lot. Like, hey, you got to buy an Apple TV box if you want to run, but they would do it. I could totally see them doing it. But I could see this happen. This is looking more and more likely as it becomes clearer and clearer that Disney is in big fucking trouble. This seems to me like the only way out. The only way out is to just sell the whole company off and call it a day. I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens with the theme parks. Like you were saying, the cruise lines, what are they going to do with the cruise lines? And they just buy ships from other people?
They did. They bought one, 75% complete. I forget how much it was. It was a lot. And then they have the one they just finished Wish, and they have 2 others in production, I think.
I could see them selling off their travel business to somebody that's already in that business and just be like, or selling the cruise ships.
I just don't know who you would sell it to.
Because they did that before. They had the big red boat was like the original.
I just don't think anybody else has it either. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do.
Tax write-off.
I was hoping Apple would just take everything.
No, they're saying Apple probably just want that stuff.
Because then they can go fix the parks. And
Comcast does.
There's a lot of technology they could fix.
I mean,
it's going to all be Universal. It's like Universal Epcot.
Oh my God.
Hollywood Studios.
Oh my God. But the thing is that Comcast is a technology company, is a communications company, but they still run the theme parks. Now they have their own division. It might be they create a new division just to...
I think it'd be...
I don't know.
Short-sighted to get rid of them because there's so much that could be done with them.
It's marketing.
And yeah, it's marketing. And you know, it is also a big revenue driver for Disney. So, I mean...
Spaceship Apple.
Oh my God, they turn it red.
It'd be just a commercial for like
projection shows red.
Well,
they can Communicore back and then make it all like, technology Apple's doing.
Actually, you know what? Epcot would benefit the most from Apple buying, because that fits with...
If they turn it back to what it was, yeah.
They've already got Woz in Spaceship Earth,
That's true.
They just keep Woz there and be like, here's the history of Apple, since 1970s, and we just go through Spaceship.
I mean, you're supposed to assume it's Steve Jobs, but it wasn't.
It wasn't Steve Jobs. It definitely was. Anyway, it's looking likely. Now we got the Wrap coming out and saying like this is Disney's only solution. This is it. Disney's final solution is sell the damn company and call it a day, and that's probably why Iger's back.
Who knows?
We'll
find out, but that explains why he gets a contract renewal and why he got in. That was all, he's here to find a successor. And then there was never any search for a successor. They started out that way for like a couple months and then you heard nothing else. And now that just went away. Oh, he's staying longer to find a replacement. And then the CFO suddenly gone.
Yes, because she's probably like, hell no. The diversity officer is probably, you're gonna out, or you're going to fire all these diverse people to sell to Tim Cook, the gay guy from,
Yeah, I know, right? How dare you?
How dare you?
He's a bigot. Anyway.
He's a bigot, yeah. So I'm thinking this might happen, guys. I'm thinking this might happen. I do not see another way out for this company. Nothing they have in the pipeline is going to bail their asses out. It's going to be years now with the strike for them to be able to do anything to turn it around themselves. So we'll see what happens. We're going to wrap it up. Mm-hmm. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. And we'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.